Hello everybody, Hypermariosunshine here, and this is the Nintendo Switch. I was really excited. I played it 7 days straight, from 1-2 Switch to Zelda. Those are the only two games I have, by the way. Everything surprised me. Everything from Zelda to 1-2 Switch, mostly 1-2 Switch surprised me. The system itself even surprised me. It's very slick on the outside and the inside. I was really shocked. Like, I thought this would be a little bit bigger, like the screen and everything, but it's actually quite small. And surprisingly, the controller, the Joy-Cons, when you remove them, and you have the, the joysticks and whatnot, like the attachable parts, it really fits. Like, sure, you might get them stuck. That's like some accidents that you can do, but it somehow, it somehow works. I'm not sure how Nintendo got to do this, but really, this works really well, and I'm really surprised at the most. Really, I'm really impressed with Nintendo. This controller, even though it's super small, it fits. I don't know, it just fits so well in your hand. It just fits in so well. Both controllers, actually, I'm just really shocked with everything. Obviously, you have your controller. I'm obviously on the outside. You have your Joy-Con attachments. You have the screen itself. You can attach it to the TV. I got this working on my capture card. I had to change it to other and HDMI settings for everything, so that it properly shows up and it has sound. Obviously, as I said before, the menu looks really slick. Looks really nice. Obviously, you got multiple profiles just in case you have a family member that wants to use certain things. And you have your news. You could actually just look through different things that Nintendo brings up from the eShop, showing different games, or for example, when you're ready to play the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire. Hopefully, it's not a misfire like the first one. It shows off many different games, like advertising, for example, like Bomberman. I might get this. I really want to see if it's good. Mario Kart 8 I pre-ordered. ARMS I pre-ordered. Splatoon 2 I pre-ordered. Odyssey I'm gonna wait for a release date. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 I'm gonna wait for a release date. Same goes for Splatoon 2 because I don't want to pre-order it and I'm in Greece. Or if I'm going to Greece, hopefully I don't, because I really want to get it. You could actually, this is the first time you can actually connect it to your My Nintendo account, your eShop to your My Nintendo account. We'll go over eShop a little bit later. Obviously, your album, you could actually snapshot pictures. I was playing through Zelda, and I accidentally screenshotted the menu. Here's a fox. Oh, that's later on in the game. This is from a few parts. This is me hunting a fox. And there was a Great Fairy when I got her. I accidentally clicked on that button instead of the menu button. I was like, holy shit. I accidentally took a picture of the me thing, the updating screen. Because this was when I was first starting off everything. Obviously, you could pair up a new controller, like Joy-Con controllers or a Pro controller. The Joy-Con controllers, let's say if you bought a regular black one like I have, and you bought a separate red and blue neon Joy-Con controllers, this is how you pretty much set up everything. I think it works really well. Obviously, your system settings. Airplane mode, obviously, is there. Screen brightness, which is pretty useful if you don't want to waste the battery so much while you're playing off screen. Screen lock, obviously, to keep everything closed. Parental controls, obviously, you don't want your kid, if you're an adult, you don't want your kid, messing up everything, seeing content that they shouldn't be watching, something inappropriate. Obviously, you got your settings and whatnot. Themes, obviously, I'm pretty sure later on you're gonna get themes that you're able to purchase on the eShop and set up, and it's gonna look really nice, especially with how nice this nice looking I keep saying this nice looking oh my god, this nice looking menu screen looks like. Oh my god, I need to stop saying but anyways, enough with that. You can make your Miis, and Miis have been given a nice few little things. You could copy a Mii from Amiibo. Obviously, you need like a Mii Amiibo. The Mii Sword Fighter, Mii Gunner, etc. You could send and receive Mii's, obviously. You could create a Mii's as well. A few things different. Not much has changed except for the fact that there's new glasses and new glasses types. Like, for example, you got like these nice sunglasses. Now one of them could actually hide your eyes. You actually look like Bret the Man Hart with these ones. And these two as well are pretty new. You could actually now change the color of your hair. For example, let's get this beard. And as you can see, these are like the natural colors that we see on our lives. And then, let's say you had dyed hair, like let's say you wanted to color it green. I'm not sure why you would have a green beard, but you have a green beard. I mean, there's some natural colors, like sometimes you got like a mixture, like a mahogany kind. You know. And this is really nice as well, you know, having your Mii's just in case you want to find the difference between your brother's account or your friend's account on your Switch. Obviously, we have 2 games. We're going to go over those a little later. Let's see the eShop. Hopefully, my internet connection isn't that bad because I'm a little bit away from the router. All right. Okay, so I managed to load. There's a few games actually on here. Let's see. I'm actually surprised. Okay, I Am Sensuna's on here. Snipper Clips. Snipper Clips actually looks really good. Same goes for Fast RMX. Don't care about Just Dance. The Shovel Knight game looks really nice. 1-2 Switch, we're going to go over later. I want to get Bomberman as well. Same goes for Zelda, we're going to go over later. There's some retro games here from the Neo Geo. Okay. You have some games coming soon. For example, The Binding of Isaac, Has Been Heroes, which I'm actually getting. I'm hoping I'm going to see what it's like. Puyo Puyo and Tetris, that game has been in Japan for a while, but now it's coming here. eShop, there's not really any music like how there is on the Wii U version. I'm not sure, I don't recall if the 3DS version had any music, but I do know that the Wii U version had some music. Like, if it was winter, it would be like some Christmas music, or Halloween, it would be like some spooky Mario music. It really fits well. Hopefully when it gets like some music upgrades and it looks a little bit better, then the eShop looks pretty good. But right now it looks alright. Everything else looks nice and great overall. As you can see, I'm actually kind of nervous with this review. Don't want anything to sound a little off, but obviously we have Zelda. But before we get to Zelda, we actually, hold on, let me just show off something quickly. Let me save this. And obviously, let's actually go back to the menu and close it, because I want to go over 1-2 Switch. Now, 1-2 Switch is something that most people were thinking as a joke, but actually it's surprisingly fun. It's really fun, especially if you have like a lot of friends with you. I don't have anybody with me right now, but I'm gonna show off like, you know, one game, which is actually one of my favorites. It's a single player game. I'm gonna show off like, you know, some of the games. Talk about like the times I've shared with like me, my sister, and a few friends of mine. So there we go. Now with 1-2 Switch, you don't really play by yourself. You need friends, obviously. And if you have a lot of friends, or if you're at a party, you can obviously use it. And this is when the Joy-Con strap-ons come in. Well, that sounded kind of wrong. The Joy-Con straps come in. You just slide them in. You have to slide them in properly. If you look on both Joy-Cons and the straps, yeah, it's got that nice little, got this nice little intro. For example, you don't want to put in the wrong side. You don't want to put it on the wrong side, and I'm not going to show this physically. I'm pretty sure there's already other videos that do this. For example, the right Joy-Con has a plus sign, and you find the strap with a plus sign facing the front and a minus sign facing the back. You just slide it in regularly, and you get it in. If you want to get it off, you just unlock it. Just a quick review. I know this kind of makes me look like a loner for playing this by myself.
1, 2, switch.
Just gonna show off the game a little bit. Okay, there's a few games. Obviously, the more simpler games are in the front, and then the Chili Peppers, the farther you go, it's more like fast-paced and, you know, quick. And obviously, 20 players for a team battle. Wow. Let's see. Where's the one that that's one player? I know there's another one that's like you could just use one player with, which I think is oh, there it is. There's an eating contest, but there's another one as well. It's Soda Shake. You only use one Joy-Con for this, but everything else we're actually gonna go to eating contest, which is actually my favorite one. You need one for this.
Eating contest.
I'm sure we've seen this before. There's the Joy-Con strap. I'll explain each game later and how I really liked it.
Joy-Con with the IR motion camera close to your mouth.
Alright, I know that you guys can't see this. I wish I had like a face cam.
Now hold that position. 3.
I might do like videos of this later with like a face cam.
Go. That's it.
Alright, I'm not sure how much I got. $11 and a quarter. Yeah, there's some other games you could play. Obviously, you need friends. Baseball is pretty fun. I haven't tried it out. Fake Draw, nice game. I'm not sure about Baby. Table tennis is pretty obvious. Joy-Con rotation, I'm pretty sure just showing you here. Shave, you obviously have to shave your beard. A lot of other fun games. Samurai, I don't know why, these two are the most fun, in my opinion. Samurai Training and Quick Draw. Ball count is pretty interesting, like, especially the way that it feels as you play it.
Ball count.
I know that you need 2 controllers for this, but I'm basically, if you're playing with a friend,
Slowly
you would
tilt
feel
the Joy-Con
how
left
much,
and right.
like, you could feel how much, like, balls are rolling around inside.
How many balls are inside the box?
Like, you could feel the amount of roll. Like, it feels like you're actually holding a box, and it feels like there's, like, 2 or 3 marbles inside. Like, depending on how much are in
Set
here.
your Joy-Con down once you've made your guess.
Obviously, there's probably 3, I'm guessing, because I feel 3 bumping. So, you just have to feel it. And it really is a nice concept, especially with the HD rumble.
Use
Alright,
your
I
control stick
guess we have to
guess how many balls are
land it,
inside
put on
the
a
box.
smooth surface, I guess.
All set.
Alright. Obviously, you're supposed to look away from the screen as well. Okay, there's 4.
You both got it wrong.
So yeah, obviously you're supposed to look away from the screen, but I don't know why people still look at the screen anyways. This game could have used a lot more games, but obviously if you have more people, the more fun it's going to be, the more craziness there's going to be. I think the later on games are kind of weirder. Or just like the feeling of it. Like, this game surprised me a lot. It's a nice game to pick up, especially if you want to test out, you know, the Switch's main things. Like the main parts. Like the HD rumble. The little camera below the right Joy-Con. If you just want to have a bunch of fun with your friends, I recommend it. But obviously at this price, I don't think it's really worth it right now. But I got it because I really wanted to try it out, and my friends were really interested in it too. Obviously, not for this price, but I still got it anyways. It's really fun. I recommend it. Just wait for the price to lower. Alright, so we're gonna see Zelda now, actually. So, I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh, I'm supposed to close it, my bad. Yeah, so there's little cartridges. They actually taste bad. If I were to, you know, have face cam on right now, I'd probably taste it right now. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. I just tried it right now. Obviously, I tried it before, but, you know, the taste isn't gonna be, you know, going away, or you're not gonna get used to it. Oh. There we go. Now we're gonna see Breath of the Wild. Now, I've already finished Breath of the Wild. I'm not gonna spoil anything big. You could use amiibos in Breath of the Wild. It's pretty fun. But enough about the amiibo portion. We're going to talk about the actual gameplay. So, obviously, we're going to use the controller, the two Joy-Cons. There's downloadable content coming soon. Let's actually start from here. Obviously, you can tell that I have to start from completing the game. But, so there's not going to be really much anything story-like. Once you get it, you could see, you know, the world and whatnot. Go through the story slowly and find out all the cool things while you're exploring around this huge, massive open world. I like how you could choose where to go to first. I really like how some places feel nice and quiet, and then when you meet up against enemies, like, it feels like, you know, you're endangered. You're in, like, you know, you really need to, like, find somewhere to like, you either need to fight back or find somewhere to hide. I really like how the atmosphere feels in this game, especially, like, how the weather feels, like, how the weather looks. Obviously, like, even as times where the sun rises and sets, it just looks amazing, especially when you're on a cliff, when you're on, like, you know, like a huge village and you just see the sun come up. It just looks marvelous. Everything, like, visual-wise, looks amazing. And obviously your amiibos can unlock stuff as well. We're going to go talk about the amiibos again. So if you have different amiibos, for example, the Zelda series would do the best things for you. For example, if you put the Toon Link one, it would recognize it's the Toon Link one, and you can only use them once a day, but recognizes a few things. Like, it relates to the Wind Waker, obviously, like with the fish and whatnot, because, you know, you're at sea most of the time. For the Link amiibo, I'm not sure if there's, like, any outfits you can get. I'm pretty sure there is. These are like the Smash Brothers amiibos, not like the actual amiibos that you get later on. I already have like a Knight Shield. But, anyways, ooh, accidentally dropped my Ryu amiibo. So, I got Zelda. Obviously, I don't have any of the newer amiibos, like the new Zelda line of amiibos. Might try those, I want to get those later to see how they are. Alright. The controls are rather, you know, complicated at first. But I think you'll get the hang of them later on. Alright. The Royal Bow. Alright. Oh, I want to get that carrot underneath. So you also have the Sheikah Stone, which is a really useful tool. Can help you out. Well, it helps you out throughout the journey into the world of Zelda. Into the mythical kingdom of Hyrule, and all the other places that are in Hyrule, like Zora's Domain, Goron City, etc. This time I use the Sheik amiibo from the Smash Brothers line. I think it's in this. Ice arrows. And finally for Ganondorf. Ganondorf has barrels instead of, you know, dropping certain things. Otherwise you have to break them open. And he has some rupees too. Actually, oops. Oh, uh-oh. I think I destroyed everything in that one. And I think in this one should be some kind of sword. Or some enemies' guts, I guess. Obviously, you have like a whole menu filled with many different weapons that you can choose from. Obviously, most of these that I already have are kind of broken down. Anyways, the controls you might get. Yeah, it takes a little time to get used to it. You can do a lot of things in this game, especially exploring. Exploring is like legitimately the biggest thing to do in this game. It's probably the most fun thing to do as well. Just visually and gameplay-wise, story-wise, this game's a masterpiece. I really like it a lot. Let's see. I think you could also use your shield as a snowboard. Even though there is nothing here that could snow on. You could still go around. Look at us. Even though this game does experience a little bit of slowdown here and there, I think it doesn't really matter. Like you're just enjoying the game. This looks pretty amazing. It runs amazing most of the time. Like 99% of the time, you won't experience any slowdown. Maybe if there's like a lot of big things on the screen, maybe that's what will happen. It's pretty much like Mario Sunshine in a way, when bigger things are on the screen, like a building or something. Obviously, you could hunt. It's like a if you're playing some kind of game on your PC, for example, like Skyrim, or like any of the Fallout games. It's a nice way to look at everything throughout this game. Obviously, traveling everywhere and across this huge map. Not really gonna spoil anything, but I really like this game a lot. I love this game actually. This game was like really when I was first playing this, it was like non-stop. Like my everything was just wow. This game is like I can't even describe it. Like just so unbelievable. This is what I think 4 years of development. 4 years of development does, and it makes this marvelous game. If I were to give a grade to 1-2 Switch, I'd give it a 7.75 out of 10, 8 out of 10, somewhere around that. It's a nice game to pick up, but I wouldn't recommend it right now for the price. It could use a few more games, and you obviously need a lot of people to play it, the way it should be. For the actual Switch itself, I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10. I think it did really well as a console itself. Sure, there's not that much games right now. Maybe my grade will go up eventually when these games like Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, ARMS, once I get Snipper Clips, a few other games as well, like some third-party ones like Sonic Mania, Skyrim, etc. There's a lot of games coming for this. Already confirmed 110 plus games coming for the Switch from indie developers, second party, third party, first party developers. This system is selling a lot as well. So I gave it the grade of 8.5 for now. My grade will eventually change depending on what games come out and what, how well it does as well. And finally for Zelda, I give this a 10 out of 10. This game was freaking amazing. I was speechless of how amazing Nintendo turned this formula that we're so used to for such a long time. And they added more story. I realized this in every Zelda, they add more story. They add more character. They add, they make you more interested in a character. For example, in the previous games, you didn't really feel bad for a character. It was just right away, you get up and boom, you're on an adventure. And then slowly, you saw it on Ocarina of Time with Saria, you cared for her. Then in Wind Waker with Medley and your sister and Makar. And then you have Skyward Sword, and you actually cared about Zelda for once. You actually had a relationship with her. She wasn't just some princess. She wasn't just some damsel in distress. You found out what she truly was. And in this game, it just, like, explosion of character everywhere. Explosions of character, like, you feel bad at certain moments. You feel all sorts of emotion. Like, that's what the best thing about this Zelda game is character. And it really expresses character well in this game. It expresses gameplay amazingly. The music, it's peaceful. The music is intense. It's just unbelievable. Like, this game, you may think it's like, there's barely any music, especially while you're in the open world, but you sometimes feel danger. You sometimes feel like, like certain areas do need that sort of emptiness or mysticalness in them. Like, this area feels like something left behind and mysterious because, it's the Shikaya tribe, and, Sheik is obviously a mysterious character. Like, it feels peaceful here, especially the way it looks with all the green around it and all the people here. It just feels so relaxing some places, and some places you feel so hyped up. You feel like, you're gonna save the princess. You're gonna be able to save everybody in Hyrule. It's just astounding what they did with this game. Graphical wise, everything looks amazing. It's the best so far, and I can't wait for the future games on the Switch. Obviously, this game's also out for the Wii U as well. I didn't get it for the Wii U, I got it for the Switch. I really wanted to get the Switch on day one because it was selling out everywhere, and it's going to turn out like the Wii. It's going to turn out like the Wii the way it's going, especially with all these games. Especially with how much it's selling, and how, like, people on eBay were already scalping it when it first came out, like when they were first pre-orders of it. Thankfully I got one during like a second week full of launches and whatnot, like of launches of pre-orders. Overall, like, the feeling of this game is amazing. Controls are smooth, slick. Just everything about this game is amazing. I could keep talking about this game all day, but I think the video would go on and on and on. So I'm going to end it off here. So love my videos with that like button. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And this is my review / showcase of the Nintendo Switch, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and 1-2 Switch. Hopefully I'll go over more games on here. Possibly do a later review on the Switch itself, changing my mind of how I feel about it. Right now, the Switch is looking really promising, and these games are really going to do something for it. It's really going to be something to look out for, something to be really excited about too. So yeah, thank you all for watching this review on the Switch / this little showcase. I really wanted to do this for a while. Zelda, I had a lot of fun with. If you could tell, my Sheik outfit, it's based off Mewtwo King's Sheik, his red Sheik in Melee. I tried finding some other colors, but they didn't really fit well, so I decided to pick Crimson. That's in a later town, by the way. I guess that was a small little spoiler, but yeah. Thank you all for watching, as I've said before. Hope maybe later down the line we could play together as well. I might share my code. Actually, I might share it right now. You guys want to friend me on the Switch? Here's my friend code: SW513937799871. You could play me. You could, friend me, and then later on, when Mario Kart 8 comes out, or Splatoon 2, we'll be playing this. And probably do some viewer stuff as well. Maybe like we'll team together in Splatoon or do some other stuff. Who knows? Just, if you want, add me. This is your opportunity. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.